Hi, I'm Stephen Van Vreede with ITtechExec. Did you know that the national average for time conducting a job search is 1 month for every $20,000 in salary? So if you're looking at $100,000 for your next position, that you should expect at least a 5-month search out there in the marketplace. That can be a lot longer than most people expect. 10, 15 years ago, people would throw together a resume, they'd send it out, they'd have an interview or so within a week, maybe two, and they'd have a job offer starting 2 weeks from then. That's not the case today. It's just today's environment, that's not how things tend to work. So, based on that information, the number one mistake that we see job seekers making today is that they adopt this wait and see attitude. Hey, well, I'm not happy with my current position or the current company or the situation that has arisen there. But I got one call, and so I'm going to have an interview, so I'm going to wait and see how things go. Or I had a recruiter contact me about a position, so I sent my resume to them. I'm going to wait and see what happens. I saw a perfect job posted online on a job board or through LinkedIn. So I sent my information, and I'm going to wait and see if I hear back. Most of the time, that waiting and seeing leads to a lot of waiting without much action. So we advocate developing some strategies that we call are ever ready, where you're always ready for the search, where people can come and find you, recruiters especially, but companies as well. They can come find your information and say, hey, this is a viable candidate that is going for the type of role that we have open. Do you ever get recruiter contacts where they call you or they email you, they message you on LinkedIn, and they're inquiring about your availability for opportunities that are nowhere close to a match to what you do now, or things that you have no interest in? Maybe positions that you held 5, 8, 10 years ago or more. If that is you, then I would suggest that your LinkedIn profile and other documents that you may have out there in the marketplace are not truly ever ready. LinkedIn recruitment has become huge today, especially with recruiters. Something like 95+% of recruiters are actively using LinkedIn as one of their primary channels for sourcing new candidates. 95% is a pretty strong number. So if they were to go to your LinkedIn profile, what would they see? What would they learn about you? How would they think you're being positioned in the marketplace? Would you be a viable candidate for the types of roles that you want to go for? In a lot of cases, the answer is no, and that's why you get those contacts that aren't really a good fit for you. Or maybe even worse, you're not getting any contacts at all. Others of you, you may get a lot of recruiter contacts and you're not interested. You're not ready at this time. You kind of scoff and say, no, don't contact me. But then when it's time for you to do a job search, all of a sudden the recruiters aren't connecting with you. They're not calling you. They're not contacting you. What changed? Why is it different? So you need to be able to nurture those contacts throughout your entire career. And having an ever-ready status helps you to do that, be in that mode of, hey, maybe you're not an active seeker, but you need to be able to evaluate opportunities that come before you and either pass on them in a professional way or pursue them a little bit and see what opportunities are out there. So having some, the resume, obviously, because that's the first thing they're going to ask for once you express an interest in an opportunity. Having that LinkedIn profile to garner that interest initially from recruiters especially, but companies as well. And maybe having some additional documentation depending on your role and how you're going to go about your search. For example, a bio, a marketing brief. Those are great ways of positioning yourself as someone who's different or innovative in the market today. And you should always be ready because really the time is now, especially in a market where it could take 5, 6 months or longer to conduct a realistic job search, especially if you're employed full-time today and you don't have time to be spending 40 hours a week with networking and job search activities. So think about that and get yourself prepared today. Thanks.